Hey guys, it's Monday. Okay, so I really haven't introduced the VF viewers to my dorm. So you get the grand tour. First, let's start with where I am right now, on my bed. First, my posters. Star Wars, of course, because I'm that much of a nerd. Moving right along, we've got Breaking Dawn right there. Yeah. Up, which is actually kind of ironic, and I just realized that is Juno. And then we got Rent. Big old Rent. The Joker. Very cool. And right up above me, Jack Sparrow. So there you go. I get to look at him every time I wake up. Anyway, this week's theme is to review a book that has nothing whatsoever to do with Twilight. You can interpret that as it doesn't have vampires in it, or it's not. I don't really care, really. Just as long as, if it's not Twilight, then you can go ahead and do it, unless it's a vampire book. Because, yeah, we want to know that you guys are reading stuff other than vampire books. Alright. So, my book is a book that actually I read in school, which is actually kind of weird because I usually don't like the books we read in school. It is called The Kite Runner. So first I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of the plot. It's about a boy named Amir. Well, about a man named Amir, who remembers himself as a boy. Like, what happened to him when he was a boy. It's going through his memories of him and his best friend, Hassan, this was in Afghanistan. And Amir is, I guess, a Pashtun. Yes. I'm looking at Wikipedia because some of these words are a little different. And the Pashtuns are the higher-ranking race around where they live in Afghanistan. And his best friend Hassan is in the servant class known as the Hazaras, I think. Hazara, or yeah. His friend Hassan is the son of their family servant. I can't remember his name. But his father, Amir's father, has been really close friends with Hassan's father for the majority of their lives. And so he treated Hassan as a son, which was very strange around then, but Amir's father was he thought differently than a lot of people around that time. But anyway, because of how people treated Hazaras, or however you pronounce it, around Amir, and he saw how that happened. Not every once in a while, but he wouldn't treat Hassan very well, although they were best friends, but in front of others he would treat him very poorly. But during one of the more fun things they got to do around that time, which was flying kites, it was called kite fighting, where they would have this special string and they would cut down each of the kites. And the last kite up there that got cut, if their friend or their partner, their kite runner, could catch that kite before it fell, or find it and bring it back, then it was really, really great. It was almost as good as winning the kite fight itself. So they're in this kite fight, and Amir is winning, and he ends up being the last one up there. He cuts down the other kite, and Hassan goes after that last kite. And Hassan takes a little longer than usual, and so Amir goes to find him. I think either he took too long or he just followed him. I don't remember. But so he goes and follows him and finds that one of the bullies around that neighborhood has found Hassan, along with his minions, I guess, and was bullying him. And Hassan, well, let's just say that the bully did something that, basically he raped him. The bully raped Hassan. It was a very graphic scene. And so, throughout the rest of the book, Amir is thinking about because Amir, I didn't explain this, Amir saw that happening, but he couldn't bring himself to stop it. He just saw and didn't do anything about it. So for the rest of the book, through all these other problems with Hassan, and his father left because they found out, and then I think something happened, like I think the Russians took over, and it's been a while since I've read this book, but the Russians take over, and so they flee to America. And while he grows up, he grows up there, and he falls in love. He gets married, and all this time, he feels guilty about that one thing he didn't do. And so he gets a phone call from one of his father's old friends, and he comes back to Afghanistan and finds out that Hassan had a son. But he also finds out that Hassan was his half-brother. So, he figures out that he needs to go save his nephew that he didn't know he had. So he goes and rescues him, and this is all this action, and he takes him in, and him and his wife adopt Hassan's son. So, that's the plot. That took me 6 minutes to tell you. I hope I have enough room for a challenge. I really loved that book. It was very graphic, not for the faint-hearted, but it was one of the... I'm not the biggest fan of real books, as in, like, that could happen. I like stuff that could never happen in your wildest dreams. I just love to think about that. But no, it was well written. It kept me in, which is very hard to do. I have stacks and stacks of books that I started and never finished because the plot line didn't drag me in. This kept me in there, and so I commend the author for that, which I can't remember the name. But if you look back at the picture that I posted, you can see who the author is. It was a great book, and you should definitely look at it. And I barely have time for challenges, so challenges. Alright, the person I pick has to match each of the fantastic vampires to a species from the books, either vampire, werewolf, or vampire human hybrid. So let's fix it up. Taylor! Do that. That'd be cool. Alright, so I'll see you guys next Monday. Bye.